Isolation. Isolation will teach you everything about yourself. They say the conscience is the speaking of the soul with itself. When you sit down for 3,000 plus days, your internal dialogue is going to surpass anything you ever knew. To where when you get back out here, you're going to feel like a weirdo because you just talk to yourself in your head so often. The biggest thing that got me through massive stretches of isolation was the fact that imaginary evils are incurable. I had this logged in the back of my head. Wes, imaginary evils are incurable. I learned to just choose the outcome and the situation that suited my mindset the best when I was in that stupid negative state of mind where you're just making shit up, believing it, and running a train on your own mind with it. Everyone does it out here. They sit there in a negative mindset, they make some shit up, they believe it, and they fuck their day off. Why do we all do this? We all do it. How do we combat this? It's only going to come from someone who lived the most negative days in the world possible and overcame them in a positive way to not only survive in such a negative place, but thrive. We're talking about, motherfucker, we're talking about the shoe. We're talking about long stretches on lockdown. I'm not talking about knives and fights and all that shit. That shit becomes fucking second nature in the pen. But dealing with yourself. I got up every morning at this time. I conducted myself like the man I wish to be because I didn't want to have to deal with myself. I would have to sit down and answer to myself later if I didn't put my heart into that workout. If I didn't get up and program the way I knew I should. Because plenty of guys behind that locked door didn't get up at the time. They laid it back down. They didn't really work out. And that was evident in their physique when the doors opened. A motherfucker who does 10 years should look like a motherfucker who does 10 years. And if your boy comes out, he said he did 15, and he's got the titties, he's got the tats, he's got the fucking spare tire, you know how he did his time. He rode that rack, needle was hanging out the arm, he was sucking on some fucking little Debbies, and that's just what it is. Fucking people can do a gang of time, but they ain't really doing time. Their time's doing them, because they ain't present. You have to stay present for the pain, and that's where the level up occurs. You wait till that moment you can't take not one more second of that pain, that torture that I know all too well. You wait till that second. That's when you flip the timer on. All too often I was stuck in my dark ass, wet ass, shitty ass cell in Oklahoma where it was snowing outside and it was dripping water from the ceiling. And we're just like, what type of fucked up, shoddy ass construction is this where there's water dripping from the fucking ceiling and the walls are sweating to where you put up some pictures and it goes sliding down the fucking wall. And you're just like, motherfucker, because most 9 times out of 10, you're sticking the shit to the wall with toothpaste, or you can get some bomb wood glue from the shop and shit. But anyways, the fucking point is dig deep within the second you can't fucking take no more. Anticipate these times you can't take no more, and have that shit lodged in your head. Have that shit lodged in your head that your self-talk at that moment is who the fuck you are. You ain't that person when you're all pumped up, all liquor fucking binged out and fucking thinking you're badass. You're that motherfucker that when it gets fucking impossibly hard, you're that motherfucker who decides to stand the fuck up at that moment or bitch the fuck out. I did time with them all. They didn't come out looking like me. And I don't give a fuck if they did or not. I don't care how they look. I want to know that their character shaped their external fucking figure, their aesthetics. You look a certain way if you live a certain way. I know motherfuckers who made such drastic gains internally and externally so quick. In the pen, you can undo karmic debt at a level you could never do out here because you're not getting into the shit. So many people are blocking themselves in daily life with these tiny little vices. These tiny amounts of karmic debt just being thrown in their way, where you're like, oh, fucking Johnny's a good dude. Why can't he just get ahead? That motherfucker's got buzzard luck or some shit. Because just everything bad always happens to him. It's because he's throwing little bits of karmic debt in his way, and he's never able to get ahead because the universe has it out on him. Like, hey, motherfucker, act right, act right. It could be something as small as his true intentions that are holding him back. You don't know nobody's real true intentions. So if you see one of those motherfuckers who are constantly failing, they're never really getting anywhere, you might want to look a little deeper into their daily fucking activities. But the point is, you can build up karmic debt just by not even being your best self, by not walking in line with your conscience. Your path is your conscience. I hate when people say, oh, I don't regret nothing. Even the mistakes I made, I don't regret them. I've even said that. I've said I don't regret the time I did and this and that. But this is the fucking difference. I didn't regret it then. I did my time like I told you I live, in a voyeuristic manner. I sit in the back of my head and I watch myself. I had many people write me during that time and say, fuck, Wes, you're making it look like a motherfucker would envy you to be in prison and you're in prison. What the fuck? And it's because I'm living my story. I'm present. I'm not looking anywhere else other than where I'm at. Where I'm at is the place I should be, and I'm extracting the growth from the moment, from the fucking moment. So what I'm trying to tell you is regret is not a choice. Regret, when people say I don't regret this or I do regret that, it's not a fucking choice. Because a lot of people lie. Your regret is your guideline to be your best motherfucking self. Regret is simply placed in your head by your conscience to tell you how to motherfucking act. When you regret something, it is something that needs to be removed. That is a fucking hookup from the universe, from your conscience. They refer to the conscience as the authentic voice of God, of the universe. This is your path. Until you learn to walk in line with your conscience, to live in congruence with it, you will forever be plagued by your thoughts and your actions and your choices. You will not fucking feel whole. You'll feel off because you are. You're making choices based on stuff other people fucking think and any sort of external influences that aren't coming from your heart. The regrets that hit you after the actions and the fucking choices you make, these things have to be expelled the second they happen. But isolation is a motherfucker because those incurable evils, those things we make up, how do we combat these things we're making up in our head? It's always going to be the selfless route that combats the incurable evils. It's usually other people. The incurable evils to me was when I was wondering, why don't my parents come visit me? Why don't people write me? Do these motherfuckers care about me? That question, why, is one of the most evil things when done in a negative way. When we speak to ourselves, when we say why with our self-talk and our internal dialogue, when we do this in a negative way, it can fucking kill us. It can take our fucking life. I sat there for so long asking why, and I finally just said, fuck it. Fuck why. I love them anyways. I don't care why. I'm going to rewrite this. I'm going to learn unconditional love. I'm going to pass it on. The second I did that, everything went away. I wasn't blaming. I automatically took the fucking champion chair and fucking left that victim one for them other bitches who had to fucking stick a needle in their arm to get through the fucking day. And I feel their pain. I've been a dope fiend. It's painful. I've chased ways of fucking just leaving this realm, dude. Just getting so fucking high, you ain't even here. That is so pussy. To when I see a motherfucker who has to get drunk, I don't even see drinking as someone enjoying themselves. I'm like, damn, what are you running from? I see someone smoking a joint, I'm like, fuck, it's that bad? It's like, honestly, because anything that you're getting from this external substance that's fucking creating this pattern of thought in your head or erasing a pattern of thought, anything you're getting by ingesting this substance, you can do on your own without the substance, by just believing you can and continually trying to conduct yourself in a social manner without the alcohol, to relax without the weed. You can do it on your own, but guess what? Like everything else on this planet, you gotta fucking earn it. How do you earn it? Long view. You ain't going to get it in year 1. You ain't going to get it in year 1. You ain't going to get it in year 2. You ain't going to get it in year 5. You ain't. You're not getting it in year 5. Are you ready for year 8? Are you ready for year 10? Are you going to realize that you don't even have it at year 15? You're still at 75% of getting it, and you're ready to keep going? That motherfucker who will never give up on what he truly wants is going to make it through isolation. He's going to seek isolation when he gets out. He's going to seek solitude when he gets out because he knows he will find all his answers in solitude. In the shoe, you get $55 worth of canteen. That ain't even enough to get a few fucking soaps, a jar of coffee, and a few fucking top ramen. This is what you're getting for your $55 a month. This is what you're getting. You're starving. You're starving. They're putting you in the optimal state. Thank you, state of California. Thank you. You put me in the optimal state for so many years to turn into the man I needed to be, to become my best self. You put me in solitude. You starved me. You put me on all these hard times. You threw adversity in my way. And guess what? I didn't bitch the fuck out, so now we're winning.